Israel launched a series of airstrikes in Syria on Wednesday evening. Soon after, Israeli ministers issued a series of statements expressing concern over Turkey's presence in Syria. The foreign ministry reacted to the Israeli ministers. Did Israel strike Syria to send a message to Turkey? On Wednesday evening, Israeli warplanes bombed Hamada military airport and military infrastructure in Homs, Tifo military airport and the capital Damascus. At least 14 additional airstrikes were carried out. The southern province of Dara was also targeted by mortar and artillery shelling. The Syrian government confirmed that a total of 9 casualties occurred as a result of the strikes. The Syrian Foreign Ministry strongly condemned the attacks, emphasizing that Israel's objective is to create instability within Syria. The Israeli military has confirmed the recent attacks, specifying that they targeted infrastructure and weapons belonging to the Assad regime. An Israeli official has claimed that the primary objective of the latest aerial bombardment was to convey a message to Turkey. Consequently, the strikes were intended to warn Turkey against establishing a military base in Syria and interfering with Israeli activities in the country. Statements from Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz substantiated this news, stating that the actions carried out by the Air Force against Tiv, Hama and Damascus aim to convey a clear message and serve as a warning for the future. Katz also directly addressed Syrian President Ahmad Sharia, although he avoided mentioning Turkey by name. He warned that if hostile forces that pose a threat to Israel's interests are allowed to enter Syria, there will be severe consequences. The Israeli Foreign Minister, Gabi Ashkenazi, also made some confessions, expressing their concerns about Turkey's regional involvement, particularly in Syria and Lebanon. According to Ashkenazi, Israel is taking measures to ensure the Syrian territories fall under Turkish protection. The prompt response from Ankara indicates their dissatisfaction with the remarks made by Israeli ministers. In an official statement issued by the Turkish Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it has been stated that these provocative statements against their country reflect the mindset of Israeli officials, as well as the aggressive and expansionist policies adopted by the fundamentalist and racist Israeli government. It was emphasized that trying to conceal Israel's aggressive actions in Gaza and their expansionist aspirations in Syria and Lebanon with mere statements is simply not possible. In fact, Israel has now grown into the major threat faced by the whole region. Consequently, the international community has been urged to take swift action in stopping Israel's dangerous behavior. Furthermore, the successive statements made by Israeli officials demonstrate the underlying reasons behind the recent bombing of the Tifo military airport in Homs. Let us not forget that there have been speculations about Turkey potentially gaining control over this base. Indeed, according to a source from the Middle East Eye, Turkey is currently planning to reconstruct this base and deploy the Hisar and SF-4 air defense systems, as well as long-range coverage systems. The air defense system Turkey would install at the base would create a strong shield against fighter jets, drones, and missile attacks. This would make it difficult for Israel to launch airstrikes against Syria.